Good.
Oh no, oh no.
You got it, girl.
Happy Gilmore.
Oh!
Man down! Man down! He's down! I'm so sorry.
I'll try not to, thank you. Don't break my driver now. Yep. It's important.
Caitlin Clark has just turned a simple golf outing into the off-season's undisputed top WNBA headline, and importantly, she did not make the trip alone. Her teammates Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hall both arrived in full fever gear, acting as her official caddies, and the entire internet had a complete and total meltdown. The many cameras captured something completely unforeseen, a special moment that might just reveal the future direction for this entire Indiana team. In the WNBA as it stands today, which teammate pair possesses the most genuinely impressive bond? Go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's be perfectly frank here for a moment. When professional athletes dare to step outside their own sport, the performance bar is set incredibly low. We're all supposed to cheer them for simply being there, just posing for pictures, and calling their awkward golf form completely endearing. But Caitlin Clark never gives a partial effort, and it truly seems her teammates follow that same exact creed. The Annika Pro-Am has now become the most surprising sign that the Indiana Fever may be building something truly major, and believe me, it's not about jump shots or complex on-court schemes. Caitlin, of course, showed up with the same exact calm confidence she always brings to sold-out basketball arenas. There was nothing flashy about it, nothing overdone in the slightest, just a pure, unadulterated I belong here energy. The large driving range was already completely mobbed with eager people long before she ever took her first official swing. Fans pressed in so tightly as though she was just about to sink 40 points on the court, not just hit a small white golf ball. But then, the main camera pulled way back and things took a very interesting turn. Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull, both clad in official Indiana Fever caddy attire, stood right by her side as if it were the most normal, everyday scene you could possibly imagine. The entire gathered crowd went absolutely certifiably wild. Social media platforms instantly erupted into a chaotic spiral. The popular platform WNBA Twitter was completely torn on whether the whole scene was adorable, highly tactical, or a clever combination of both. Two professional basketball players actually put on caddy bibs over their jerseys to spend their precious off-season hauling golf bags around for a teammate. This was not from any sort of duty. This was not because they were somehow prodded by a pushy PR team. They simply and wonderfully appeared. And that very simplicity is what made it all so incredibly effective. Because that, you see, is the very essence of Caitlin Clark. She doesn't just win a bunch of honors and then retreat into deep off-season privacy like so many other superstars are known to do. She purposefully takes people along with her for the ride. She intentionally pulls her teammates into her own personal story, her fame, her many key moments. And for Sophie and Lexi, it was clearly more than just a casual day out. It was a very powerful and public message. In a professional league where team dynamics are endlessly debated, rosters change in a flash, and players carefully guard their next steps like they are state secrets. These three looked just like close friends on a relaxing spring vacation.
Oh, let's go. Real deal. Did they see you? Yeah. Okay.
Did you put snacks in?
Yeah.
You guys want to get out here and hit it?
Hit it hard.
You guys look like you're literally about to say that.
Hello! Yes, the matching Fever outfits were definitely not an accident. It was a very conscious and deliberate decision. It was certainly bold. It loudly screamed, "We are all together, and we are certainly not pretending otherwise." And for a professional team that has been trying to find its core identity for years now, that single visual image carried far more weight than any single press statement the front office could possibly draft. Of course, some people tried to dismiss it all right away. Oh, they said, it is just golf. It's not at all important. Is that right? Because professional athletes just happen to wear identical matching clothes and spend their extremely scarce free time with each other for no particular reason at all. Sure, the complex mental gymnastics needed to ignore this very public moment would surely earn a prominent spot in Olympic-level competition. These are established professional women who could have been anywhere else on Earth, maybe on a nice trip, working out completely solo, doing literally anything else at all, and yet they still chose this, and they clearly chose one another. If you truly think that is trivial, you are not watching how championship teams are actually made.
Was steady. And sometimes that's exactly what a roster needs. Someone who doesn't need to be the star, but refuses to let her teammates stand alone.
Let's pause and talk about Sophie for a second, because her specific presence here is truly fascinating. Sophie Cunningham's name has been in so many trade rumors, contract talks, and constant questions about whether she would even re-sign with Indiana. Many dedicated fans were certain she had already left for good, reading her prolonged silence as definitive proof of a rift. Then she fully materializes in a full Fever caddy uniform, happily making jokes, playfully critiquing Caitlin's form, and looking as if she is having an absolute blast. That is not the look of someone who is mentally checked out. That is absolutely someone who is fully and completely invested. And what about Lexi Hull, the very quiet player who avoids the press but always delivers when it matters most? She was present as well, offering up clubs with mock gravity and cheering on her friends as if it were the final championship match. Lexi doesn't crave the fickle limelight, but she fully gets what being part of a real team actually means. Her notable appearance was very understated, but it was solid and steady, and often that's just exactly what a team lineup needs most. It needs someone who has no desire at all to be the main star, but who will flat out refuse to allow her teammates to stand by themselves out there. The friendly, easy banter among the three of them was truly priceless. You had Sophie quipping about keeping some food and snacks in the golf bag. You had Lexi playing the demanding role of a serious caddy while probably not even knowing what most of the different clubs were for. Caitlin was joyful and at ease. Perfectly in her zone though, golf isn't even her main game. These were certainly not staged or forced smiles for the various media cameras. This was authentic, genuine friendship. You simply cannot manufacture that type of chemistry. But let's not for a moment suggest it was just a nice, wholesome get-together with no hidden layer or subtext. Because whether it was on purpose or not, this particular moment was a masterful and brilliant strategic play. The Indiana Fever have been under a harsh, intense spotlight this entire long off-season. There have been queries about roster chemistry, many coaching moves, and if Caitlin has what it takes to make a team a serious contender, and it has been incessant, and then this little golf day takes place, and the whole established story is suddenly flipped on its head. It quickly shifted from is the Fever in some kind of trouble to just look at that amazing bond, look at that obvious togetherness. One single solitary day totally redirected the entire media narrative, and there's even more to it than that. The many fans came out in huge droves, like it was a finals game, with Fever jerseys absolutely all around. There were banners, hats, and fan-made gear. People brought their own children. Whole families were dressed in Indiana's team hues just to see Caitlin Clark play some golf. Yes, golf. This is precisely the kind of deep cultural resonance that we are currently witnessing. This is well beyond simple fandom now. It has the palpable feel of a growing social movement. It's a we care about the individuals, not just their on-court stats kind of vibe. The cameras saw and recorded it all. You had a dad with his little girl, both in matching Clark gear. You saw a fan with a Stranger Things style Caitlin Clark shirt, just because. There were random fans with classic denim jackets adorned with official Fever patches. The whole entire scene was incredible in the best possible way, and it confirmed a vital point. Caitlin Clark doesn't just attract a lot of notice for herself. She shines a bright light on everyone in her immediate sphere. This includes her team, her city, and her ever-growing fan base. A rising tide truly lifts all ships, and Caitlin Clark is a veritable tsunami. Her many detractors, meanwhile, are extremely busy breaking down GIF replies and overreading into simple Instagram likes. But this right here is the point where the real unadulterated envy starts to surface. Goff is only 20 years old, you know? She has plenty of youth, immense skill, and now she also has the official backing from one of the sport's certified all-time legends. The many people who were fervently hoping for her failure just had to witness Djokovic effectively state, yes, she definitely has it all. That has to smart, because if she really has her big breakthrough, and let's face it all, given her physical prowess and intense drive, it is really a question of when, not if. They will then appear quite foolish for having ever doubted her at all, and they are keenly aware of that fact. That is the true reason the comments on any story about Djokovic's high praise devolved into a complete salt mine. You have so many people doing mental somersaults to negate his words, just claiming he was only being polite. Djokovic, polite for no apparent reason. The very same person who once annihilated a tennis racket and then proceeded to calmly win the entire match. He isn't just distributing fake praise, he's looking for some extra attention. That man is the Novak Djokovic. He gets global attention by just living and breathing. So you can guess again, the very best detail is how Djokovic said Goff is striking the ball so incredibly well right after he praised her notable physical conditioning. For those who closely follow the sport of tennis, this is absolutely vital. Steady ball striking, when paired with great physical endurance, is the very core foundation of championship-level tennis. He is no longer just discussing what she might someday become. He's openly discussing her incredible skills today. She isn't just a hopeful young prospect who may one day gain these important abilities. She has them right here, in the present. That is the one thing that the critics just cannot seem to handle. As long as they could easily describe Goff as a mere prospect or as young or as not quite ready, they still had a valid point. But now Novak Djokovic is pretty much saying she's at the threshold and is fully ready to bust it wide open. Their narrow window for easy, lazy criticism is rapidly shutting, and that's clearly causing a real panic. Some even fell back on the old "he only said it out of a sense of political correctness" argument. Seriously now? Because Djokovic, the very athlete who's never been the least bit scared to state his true thoughts, often to his own personal harm, is now all of a sudden scared of not being politically correct. The same exact Djokovic who has gone against all the grain his entire storied career is now somehow controlled by fickle public sentiment. How is that at all logical? Still, many others argued he's just building up American tennis in order to help the US Open television rating. First of all, let's be clear, Djokovic has no official affiliation with the tournament. He is not at all on their extensive marketing payroll. Second of all, Swiatek isn't from the US, and he lauded her just as highly. Third, and once again, this is about Novak Djokovic. He is not in the general business of doing big favors for event organizers. These wild conspiracy theories are so flimsy they're nearly comical to consider. What really took place here is quite simple and uncomplicated. A media member simply asked Djokovic about two leading women's competitors. He provided very thoughtful, specific, and frank answers, drawing from his own deep knowledge and what he's personally seen. He kindly pointed out their various different strengths and also recognized where both are in their respective professional development. That is all there is to it. That is the whole news story. But if you're truly determined to be a critic, you cannot possibly deal with these simple truths. You absolutely demand some high drama. You demand a big brewing controversy. You demand a solid reason to get angry even if there is absolutely nothing to be angry about. So Djokovic, totally fair, very positive commentary turns into this major issue where people twist themselves in knots just to invent a problem. The most hilarious aspect of all this, Goff will most likely secure a Grand Slam title, maybe even more, and these very same people will then try to say that they knew she had it in her all along. This is the established cycle. The critics will critique and critique until the success is simply too big to ever deny. After that, they will go back and edit their old takes so that they do not appear to have been so very wrong. We have seen this exact same movie play out before. Do you remember when Djokovic was considered just the number 3 player after Federer and Nadal? Do you remember when they claimed he could never hope to match their huge number of Grand Slam wins? Do you remember when all of his many victories had an asterisk and every single one of his losses was taken as proof he was not in their elite class? Now he has far more majors than them both, and now everyone claims they always knew he would eventually become the GOAT. Yes, of course you did. Goff's career arc is certainly not the same, but the haters' tired script is a direct copy. A very young star appears, gets a massive amount of hype, gets major blowback, grows with great consistency, reaches major success, and ultimately proves the naysayers very wrong. We have witnessed this very same cycle play out time and time again in the competitive world of tennis. The only single thing that ever changes is how loud all the critics are while the player is still in the process of growing. The real weight of Djokovic's words lies in their specific timing. Goff is right now at the critical juncture where her entire game could fully mature and click. She has the needed physical development, a stronger mental fortitude, smarter tactical know-how, and a great support system. When someone who has personally handled the intense pressure of championships says she is getting very near that point, it is not just idle guessing. That is pure pattern recognition from a true and living master. And this is the main reason the envy is so immediate and so powerful, because if they are truly being honest, even her many critics can feel what is on the distant horizon. They can clearly read the signs. Djokovic simply said it all out loud for the whole world to hear. And now they can no longer just deny that they are seeing it happen too. Goff is no longer a simple developing project. She is no longer a maybe one day kind of prospect. She is a major player for the present who is about to have a massive breakthrough, and one of the greatest to ever play the game in history just confirmed it. The web can get as mad as it possibly wants to. Twitter can have its collective and predictable fit. Reddit discussion threads can go completely off the rails into chaos. None of that will ever change the plain facts. Coco Gauff is right where she is supposed to be, doing right what she is supposed to be doing, and Novak Djokovic, who knows a fair bit about how to win, just told everyone in the world that she has finally arrived. Her numerous critics heard him loud and perfectly clear, which is the exact reason they are so very mad. So that's what happened here. Djokovic said what so many winners see in other winners, and the internet just could not seem to cope with it. Gauff's fascinating career is moving forward, exactly as it was meant to, and absolutely no amount of hate will ever change that specific path. If you truly enjoyed this detailed analysis, hit that like button and please subscribe for more tennis coverage that is actually logical. So what is your own slam prediction for Gauff? Post it for me down below.